It's a new year. 2026 has begun with a bang, especially for Mahindra, because it has called up the big guns. The XUV 7XO is here finally, after all those teasers and after all that talk. It's finally here. But before I get into what features it has, what's new in the car, what's not so great, well, like, share, subscribe to Acko Drive immediately. Well, now the silhouette remains pretty much the same of the XUV 700. So no change in terms of dimensions or the platform it is based on, but there are changes to the way it looks. Now, I am a bit polarized when it comes to the design, because all of this is, and it is a facelift, make no doubt about that. This is not a new generation car, but all of this is a slightly compressed version of what you had in the XUV 700. And even this bit that you see here, now Mahindra calls these bit talons. Basically, what falcons or what raptors have are the talons which they catch their prey. That's what it is. That's what the aggression is all about. And does it come out that way? I don't think so, but well, let's go with what Mahindra has to say. However, the front bumper is all new, and you have these fog lamps as well. Now, there is an interesting change in design, especially up front here, taking pedestrian safety into consideration. And a big part of the brief for this car was getting the safety bit right. Now, Mahindra has said that it's basically told us in a form of a video that this one will get 5 stars at BNCAP, and let's hope for that result very soon, and we know it will come up. But if you check out the silhouette of the car, you will kind of understand that the dimensions remain the same. It's still pretty much what the XUV 700 looked like, and you know what, it still remains pretty much that. Even the wheels, there is a change in the way the wheels are styled now, and that's also because it needed that. A bit more aerodynamics come into play, a bit more black elements to shape that future. Now, let me just bring you to this part of the XUV 700, just this part. Now, we spoke in our review of the XUV 9S, XEV 9S, that this part was borrowed from the XUV. Well, it's very much part of the XUV 7XO. So yes, that part remains the same. So yes, it shares panels with that car. Interesting give and take between the electric car and of course the ICE version. Now, this part could have been a little better made. The thing about having an integrated or a connecting LED DRL or an LED connecting LED rear lamp is that it's good to look at. It's kind of a signature. But here, pretty much same as you saw before, and there is a big badging at the rear. Now, this element really shines out because it's very well designed, especially in the rear bumper. And it really stands out because the light plays on this kind of element, and it gives out a different presence to the car. So overall, the car presence remains pretty much same. It is still very much aggressive. It is still very much in your face, but there are so many changes made to the cabin, and those are very interesting. So let's get into that. So the cabin is pretty much similar to the EV cousins, and that's a good thing. I'll tell you why. Now, the layout is very much similar to the electric versions of the car. So you have a similar steering wheel, the central console is pretty much similar in design, but the first thing that catches your eye is this massive screen. These are three 12.3-inch screens. One works as the digital instrument cluster, the other two as infotainment system. Now, you can of course stream videos on this and that. So yes, These two are the ones you can stream videos on, which is again something different, something new. And you might think that this is only available in the top end model. That's where you're wrong, because this triple screen layout is available from the base variant, and that means this is a lot of value for money offering when it comes to the variants it is available in. It's great that Mahindra has managed to democratize that bit, especially in a car like the 7XO, which has been at the helm when it comes to a premium kind of a car from the company. Now the rear is a very familiar place to be in. This still has a good amount of headroom, knee room and shoulder room, and of course extremely airy because of the large glass areas as well. But the new materials that are used here are something of a talking point. And of course you also get this Boss seat, so you have buttons here that basically push this seat ahead, which is great to have, especially if you're sitting at the rear. A new thing that has been added into all of this at the rear especially are ventilated seats right here as well, which again is very interesting to have in an XUV 700. Now the space at the back remains the same, again just for children, not too much space for adults. But then again, the additional of a lot more features, especially even here, you get slots to put in your iPads, which again have charging points here as well. Very interestingly done, and this is what makes it a bit more luxurious than before. Okay, let's get down to the final details then. Engine and the price. Well, the engine continues to be the same 2-liter petrol and the 2.2-liter M-Hawk diesel as well. So no changes there in terms of power output or torque output. So not much to talk about there. But I will talk about that in a review, so stay tuned for that, as that will drop on the 8th of January. Now, the new changes here are the price. The base variant, MX variant, is gone. It's vanished. It's not going to be available anymore. The AX variant is now going to be the base variant of the car. That costs 13,66,000 rupees, while the AX7, which is the top end variant, will now cost 22,47,000 rupees. So the price band obviously is from there to there. So you understand where Mahindra is playing its game, especially with the 7XO. Now there is a catch to that though, because it's only applicable, this price is only applicable to the first 40,000 people who buy the car. Beyond that, it will go up. By how much, we still don't know. But again, that's the caveat right now. Now bookings will begin from January 14th and deliveries too will begin from January 14th. To begin with, only the AX7 and AX7T and AX7L will be available first. It's only later in March or April that the base variant, the AX, AX3 and AX5 will be available to buy. So that's again a caveat, but that is also very smart marketing and very smart thinking, because the AX7 variant of the XUV 700 was the highest seller, which is why the target then becomes the AX7 and of course its relative models. So what do you think about this car? What do you think about the price of this car? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you have any question with regards to the variants of the car or the price of the car, please let us know or give us a shout out on X or even Instagram.